This film is mind-blowing. It was confusing the first time I watched it, but after a couple of, viewings, just like rewatching it again, these next two films are probably some of Jermaine Davis' greatest. It's just that he keeps getting better the more that he keeps making films. It's like watching an artist grow. In this film, Jermaine Davis tackles sci-fi, psychological, and suspense on a whole new level, taking on the apocalyptic route without generic cliche apocalyptic type tones and tropes. This is the first film that Jermaine Davis worked on without cinematographer Nicholas Ferguson. The first film that he has worked with Zachary Atkinson, who was the writer, producer, and cinematographer for the film. Zachary Atkinson also worked on a great film called Spaceship, who was once there cinematography, where he made his debut as a director and photographer. You could see that Zachary Atkinson's skill of his style of cinematography with extreme wide shots, great close-ups and mid-close-ups, and was able to work with Jermaine to help to capture the apocalyptic and the sad and the loneliness world of the Wanderer. The Wanderer has no name in the film, nor do we even know his backstory. But as I kept viewing the film, I see that there was really no need of a backstory. Jermaine Davis and Zachary Atkinson explore the loneliness of what people go through when they lose someone that they love. When you lose something that is so great to you, you become trapped and alone and not knowing who you can trust in the world. But when someone who is close to your heart is no longer there for you, you become isolated, secured, and just feel like you're the only person that exists in this world. Visitants also tackles the illusions that people see. People might see ghosts, people might see things that are kind of supernatural to them. That's one of the other tones that this film captured, is a very incredible supernatural tone to it. We see Marissa Bosclair has played the visiting ghost, the second film that she has worked with Jermaine Davis, and this is also the first film that he has worked with Case Devontae worked on. Marissa plays the ghost of what we do not know, but she is the visiting ghost of the Wanderer. There's no even sign or no backstory of her character, but she is served as a side character that actually helps the Wanderer find out who he is. My theory is that she was probably the Wanderer's wife, the wife that he lost, and that he refused to acknowledge that she's a ghost or that she's real. And he is going through the most irritable and most frustrating when she's around, as she continues to force him to find who he is. The Wanderer feels that he must continue to search upon land, to continue to look and find who he once was. Social anxiety, social issues, and social craziness is what Jermaine Davis tackles in his films. No one to be around. Being alone in your own head is the worst feeling ever. The Wanderer collects dumps, collects cans for food. The long overdrawn shots of the Wanderer searching shows the exploration of the mind, the exploration of what a deserted land is. The film was actually made right by Flint Central High School, a closed down school in Flint, Michigan. Jermaine Davis and Zachary Atkinson both found that the area in the land was a great place, location was a great place for them to really capture the apocalyptic feel and the apocalyptic view that the wanderer goes through and being haunted by this ghost. The wanderer soon ends up finding himself in a broke down, busted up, messed up trailer park. Which, in my viewings of the film, I see that my theory is probably that this was maybe the wanderer's home. This might have been him and Tara's home. Maybe this is where they once lived at before all of the craziness happened, and that the wanderer now finds himself wandering through a trailer park area where there's nothing left but debris, messed up homes, and vandalization. The wanderer once comes upon a photo album with the name Visitant on the front cover. We do not know what's in the photo album, as Jermaine Davis and Zachary Atkinson wanted to keep a mystery to the audience.
How do you feel? I know it must be hard.
Why am I here? Stuck in this wasteland while the rest of humanity is gone?
Humanity is still here.
Still here? And it's driving me crazy.
Clear your mind.
Why?
Finally calmed into closure, she goes away. Once the wanderer has finally found out who he is and that he could finally move on, the visiting ghost has finally done its job, and now she is able to go across the other side to the spiritual world. We last see the wanderer in a car talking to someone and leaves off. We do not see no cars in the streets, nor do we know if he is still living in his fantasy world or is he living back into reality. Visitant is the most thought-provoking, the most self-analyzed and self-examination film that Jermaine Davis has done. It is a film that shows that him and Zachary Atkinson should be able to create more and be able to create and show the world a view of the psychosis and everything that the human mind goes through. The next film that Jermaine Davis and Zachary Atkinson are working on is called Multiply. From seeing Visited and seeing how their creative minds work together is got me excited to really see what these two are going to do next.